Rest in peace to Dave Parker. He was age 74. If you were a baseball fan in the 70s, early 80s, you knew this man as the Cobra. That's back in the day when players actually earned their names. They weren't just given fictitious names, they actually did something to earn it. Very strong left handed hitter, and he had an arm for days. I still remember in the outfield, the 79 All Star game, that throw from right field. He was a champion. He was instrumental in the Pirates' 3-1 comeback against the Baltimore Orioles in '79 with him and Willie Pop Stargell. Came back. We are family. Incredible. One of those guys that he could flat out hit. 2,700 hits. Batted 290. Multiple time All Star. NL MVP. You know, why it took so long for baseball just to induct him into Hall of Fame is beyond me. They've been putting all kinds of people in, but why were they waiting so long with him? Well, he was the first millionaire player. He spoke his mind, and there's a lot of politics involved. But if we go by the numbers, and I forgot to mention, he had Bill Mad Dog Madlock on that Pirates team. Had a lot of great talent. He won a ring with Pittsburgh and with the Oakland A's at the end of the 80s. So he was instrumental in a lot of things. He kept his keep. He was actually a cool cat. It's just that, there was so much politics involved, and, you know, people, that's back in the era when we watched baseball. We didn't have all the social media and all the attention to divert. But we heard people talk, and we also knew that if you carried yourself a certain way, people were going to put you in a box. And that's what happened with him. But a very talented player, though. Make no mistake about it. You forget how well-rounded he was until you understand about his batting average, um, and the things that he could do, you know, because he was very instrumental. That was a team that was stacked. The Pirates were like almost the equivalent to the Steelers in terms of talent. They had a lot of top tier players. So it says a lot that you can still stand out. That's one thing people don't understand. Just because you play with fellow All Stars does not mean that you got carte blanche to be lazy and not hold your own. Dave Parker held his own. And he was one of those guys that's why he got the nickname the Cobra. Because he was no joke. And he was one of those guys that you long to see play. Obviously, other players came along through the Pirates, and other players came along that played, and so he's kind of forgotten over time by some. But the people in their remembrance know how bad he was. He was a dangerous hitter. You know, he really was one of those guys who could put that ball in play and could beat you so many ways. And it's a shame, like I said, that it took why baseball does this. That's what I don't like about none of them Hall of Fames, especially they like you to be good. They want you to be goody goody. Because if you're goody goody and you shuffle along, they'll get you in quicker. But if you don't, they can make your days longer. And it's the sad part that he won't get to go in when he should have been there a long time ago. It makes no sense to me. But we are going to remember Dave Parker, the Cobra, one of the baddest baseball players I ever got a chance to see play. That guy was the truth. And thoughts and prayers go out to his family, friends, and fans worldwide. All right. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for nothing. Share it if you like. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. And if you never got a chance to see any highlights on him, please do. This guy was one of the baddest players. He really held his own. It's just a shame that the time he gets in the Hall of Fame, he won't get to be there to accept what it should have been long overdue. But I'm out.